Hey, what's up? It's Weird Beard back one more time with more Valorant coverage for the Valorant Masters North America event. You can find all the details and everything that happens over at our website, checkpointxp.com. On the line right now is our man, the boomer himself, Hiko. What's going on, dude?
Hey, just coming off a pretty big loss and not feeling as good as I could,
Yeah.
but I'm here and we're kind of recovering from that loss.
Well, let's talk about something that I think could be a really big boon to what you guys are doing. You do have some younger players on your team. You have Asna, you have Ethan. As one of the older players on the team, I've seen a lot of development coming out of them. What are you seeing from some of your other teammates as far as growth and really settling into this new roster?
Yeah, I think that I mean obviously we have a guy who just switched to the game
Hmm.
and we kind of tinkered with our comp a little bit. Um, I think we were seeing tremendous growth from Asuna. I think things were going to be a little we weren't really sure how the dynamic and everything was going to be when we made the decision to not move forward with Dicey because they
Hmm.
were pretty much best friends. But I think that he's kind of taken the pressure and the responsibility well. Um, obviously with Ethan, he's progressing at an insanely fast rate.
Hmm.
I just think that for this event, I think we had a lot of moving parts to our team. I
Yeah.
think we not only did we add a new player, but we also tinkered with our comp,
Yep.
and we didn't really fix the foundation of you can't build on top of a not working foundation, right?
Hmm.
It's the age old tale. So I think our foundation, the cracks in our foundation really showed.
Hmm.
And yeah, to answer your question, there is definitely growth
Yeah.
that's being shown, and I think that with more and more time, we'll only be more comfortable and we'll only be more confident in these matches.
And one of the other things that I think kind of stood out to me was just on Ascent and Icebox. It seemed like Gen.G really kind of did the old Counter-Strike thing where they found a couple wins on one site and they just hammered it over and over and over and over. How do you make adjustments in game when it feels like, somebody can just go A and take that if they'd like?
Yeah, I mean that really sucks, especially when the way we've been practicing didn't really go that way. I
Hmm.
think they put us in a lot of very awkward positions that we weren't really ever used to, and that's both good on them and bad on us. I think that we weren't prepared for these scenarios, and we didn't have our based in my opinion it's our fundamentals that's the problem. We can everyone cannot understand their if we're not comfortable on agents, that's one thing, but at the very black and white, like, we should be better at reading what the other team is doing and kind of, you know, you think about like a ship that's sinking. There's
Hmm.
holes in the boat. You have to plug them fast so that you don't sink.
Yeah.
I think that it took us too long to plug those holes and we sunk too fast. And I think we lost first half like 3-9. I think the last time even we played Gen.G, we lost 2-10.
Yep.
So I mean, both times it just shows that we didn't really like figure out what our problems were, even with the limited practice we had.
Hmm.
So yeah, it definitely sucks when it seems like a team is just doing the same thing every run, just no matter what we're doing, we can't stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
one of the other things is that you'd see these rounds to where they would bait out just a little bit of utility. You know what I mean? Like they'd get a flash early or you'd throw the paint shells early and then you could tell that you guys were missing it. You know what I mean? Like being able to have that post plant utility or being set up for those retakes. Like even there was two back-to-back rounds on Ascent where it was a 5v5 retake that you guys had to go through. Like that just has to be frustrating. You know what I mean? Like as a player, I don't want to speak for you, but like were you feeling frustrated in game or was it just kind of like a we don't know what to do here?
I think it's a little bit of both. I
Hmm.
think that you know things just went really wrong when it comes to our communication, our rotation, our where people are um just hear my teammates talking,
Yeah.
watching the game back, like where people are kind of ready to what they're ready to do. I know there
Yeah.
was a round where me and Steele had kind of a miscommunication where he expected me to go A to try to alt if they start rushing us, but I played to double shock dart the Killjoy ulti, which we did, but then we fell out of sight. And I don't think we've ever been put in a situation where we're trying to 5v5 retake a site like that. I think things just were put kind of weird, and yeah, things didn't really go our way, unfortunately.
So let's move past kind of this tournament right now. There's still a whole bunch of ground to cover before the Champions event. You still have a massive LAN event. You have another Valorant Masters event. What's going to be kind of the identity of this 100 Thieves team? Because I don't know if it's going to be different than the old one, but it seems like you guys are still trying to find what's going to be the defining kind of characteristic of what you're doing going forward. What do you think that's going to be?
Yeah, I think it's going to be important for us to figure out what agent comp we want. I think that Astra will probably make a showing on most, if not all, teams, just because of, if she doesn't get nerfed and she stays the way she does. I mean, we've been scrimming against some teams that use her against us because it's all we could find. And some of the things that her utility allows teams to do kind of change. I think it kind of breaks the current meta. And I think we can actually see a change. I guess the main thing is going to be figuring out where the holes in our fundamentals and the holes in what we're doing are right now. And I also think that we need to figure out what agent we want Ethan to play long term. We need to figure out, I personally think that this event was kind of proof that maybe the agent comp that we were thinking about running maybe could work in the long term, but in the short term, with how many Jets there are, maybe we can't do this single duelist comp. I think a lot of pressure are on Asuna's shoulders right now.
Yes.
And if he doesn't get the entries, and if we have bad spacing behind him, I think it makes it very, very hard for us to kind of recover. So I think it's like a mindset thing. I also think it's just maybe a comp thing. I personally am looking forward to having some time, though, kind of going back to the drawing board and figuring out exactly what agents we want, and then kind of figuring, okay, well, who's going to play which agent after that. So,
and last question, it's not very serious, so I apologize now. Recently, I don't know why, there have been so many people that have painted you as like this toxic player, right? Like, I watch your streams, I don't see you as a toxic player. Why do you think that because it seems like half of the players, or half of your fans, are like, he's just playing, like he's doing what he's doing, this is how people play. Other people are like, oh my god, he's so toxic. Why do you think people respond like that? Because it wasn't like that when you were a CSGO player. It really seems like ever since Valorant, you've been painted as a villain. Do you agree with that at all?
I mean, I think there definitely have been times when I get a little aggressive or passive aggressive on stream when there are people on my team who are either like pretty obviously boosted or I'm just kind of tilted. I understand why they do it. I think, I think Steel has the crown of the villain.
Totally.
And I definitely think that, I don't know. Let's just say I don't know.
Okay,
but
perfect.
I think ultimately, like, I do my best to be, especially once I started seeing those threads coming around. I'm definitely more aware of it, and I'm trying better, especially lately, to be maybe I go in with a different mentality. I try not to be super try hard every game. I try not to allow myself to. I don't think I tilt very often, and maybe these people that think I'm toxic maybe came in on the wrong day or caught me when I was tilted or I didn't get enough sleep or whatever it was. But yeah, I definitely am aware of that, and I'm trying to be better and way more cognizant moving forward to not give people the wrong kind of impression. And I guess it's only natural when somebody has a big fan base that people get annoyed of my fans, and so they start hating me because of my fans, and it's like I can understand that, but you can't really hate me personally for that, right? I mean, I don't know, maybe you can. I'm not sure. I mean, we'll have to see long term, but yeah, ultimately, I'm definitely more cognizant of it, and I'm trying to hold myself to a higher standard moving forward, especially as of lately.
All right, Hiko, we really appreciate you being able to take the time and talk with us today. Good luck in the upcoming games. Really excited to see what you guys are going to be able to do and how you develop over the next couple of weeks.
Thank you. Thanks for the interview.